So I'm still up in ends about who to vote for in this election. I don't know whether to vote for Labour, who are more kind of focused on the policies within the United Kingdom as opposed to Brexit policies, or if I focus on Conservatives, who are more, let's face it, focused and competent on Brexit. Now, there's a website called voteforpolicies.org.uk, which you can enter your policies and go through the survey about the issues which matter to you. So I'm going to fill out that survey today, and hopefully you guys will be able to see an insight into my opinion and also get an insight into your own opinion. I'm going to try and give you as much information as I can as I talk about each policy. So, which issues are important to me? So, the economy is important because it's all about jobs and welfare. Equalities rights, they're important. NHS, it's all about making sure everybody gets the care that they deserve for free, continuing to get that support. Obviously, they can't do that without the economy. Jobs, very important. Crime, making sure you don't get stabbed, that's important. Education, making sure you're not thick, that's important. Brexit, making sure what we voted for, that's important. Housing, I'd love it if my rent went down. Retirement, eventually it will be important. Democracy, I want my vote heard. The environment, I want to make sure I'm breathing clean air at least. Foreign policy, I don't want World War III. Immigration, I don't want to be overrun with immigrants or underrun by immigrants, which is also a threat. Tax benefits, I don't want to pay too much tax, so basically I'm going to select all. So start the issue. From which country will you be voting? I will be voting from England. Next. Create a shortlist by first deciding if you'd consider voting for this party's policies. Party 1, reject the prevent strategy on terrorism. I quite like the prevent strategy. I understand its purpose. And I understand how important terrorism is. You guys need to want to check out my terrorism and politics video if you want to know my opinion on terrorism. But I understand prevent. I understand what it's for. I think it could be changed, but I understand what it's for. Community-led collaborative approaches to tackling terrorism, extremism. I agree with that. Absolutely, it should be led by the community. But at the same time, I think the policing of it should be equally as important. I don't think that you can take away all policing and all security and just say, oh, we're just going to let the community do it, because that's just like a cop out, literally cop out for tackling terrorism. And a UK-wide strategy to tackle gender-based violence. Yes, I agree with that. So I'm kind of in the middle with this party, but I'm going to put, yes, I may consider these policies. Party 2, recruit 10,000 more police officers to work on community beats. Yes, I agree with that, but at the same time, I'd hate to see, part of me just doesn't want to live in a country or live in a world that has to have police wandering the streets so often, but as we know, the world is just like that. We've got terrorism, we've got crime, we've got burglaries and all sorts of stuff that can happen to you on the street, so I guess in a way it does make you feel more secure. Legislate for minimum standard entitlements to service from criminal justice agencies for the victims of crime. Yes, I agree with that. I mean, that's just too long to understand. Appoint a commissioner to set new standards for tackling domestic and sexual violence. Absolutely. That should be eradicated. Maintain cross-border security cooperation agreements with our intelligence partners in Europe and beyond. Exactly, that's important as well. We don't want terrorism to continue, but at the same time, cross-border security shouldn't come hand in hand with free movement. It should be we should be able to keep security cross-borderly, but also block off our borders. At least I believe that. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments. Recruit 500 more border guards to add to our safeguards and control. Yes. And recruit 3,000 more prison officers. Yeah. We've got prison rights. Yeah. So I'm going to put yes. Part 3. Train and deploy 20,000 more police officers. Again. That's good. Restore full stop and search powers. I don't disagree with that. Zero tolerance to cultural crimes and aim to eradicate them from our country. Keep and enforce current legislation on the use of illegal drugs. 4,000 more border staff. Employ 7,000 more prison officers. Yeah, so I'm just going to agree with that. It's more or less what the last party had. And an additional £300 million a year to local police forces in England and Wales. Yes. Maintain cross-border cooperation. Yeah. And the 1% cap on police pay rise. No. Oh, the 1% cap. So there's a cap on them rising. So, yeah. Allow them to have more pay. Introduce a victims' bill of rights. Yeah. Scrap the prevent strategy. And replace it with a scheme that priorities community engagement. Well, it could be amended. I don't want it to be like scrapped. Maybe change the name of it. So yeah. Introduce a legal regulated market for cannabis. No. So, some of those. I wish it was a middle option. Anyway. Enshrine victims' entitlements in law, making clear what level of service they should expect. Yeah. Create a national infrastructure police force. Develop a counter-terrorism strategy, widen the role of police, invest over $1 billion to modernise the prison estate, and create 10,000 more. Yeah, I'm just going to put yes to most of that. So let's select the policies. So let's select the policies I prefer the most. No, I didn't want to do that. Oops. The party I most liked on that was, I think party 3 was pretty good. Let's pick party 3. Go to next step. So democracy. Party 1. Introduce proportional representation. Yeah, I quite like that. Lower voting age to 16. Yeah. Increase diversity in representative politics, which Job says. Yeah. Place the House of Lords. Yes. Allow for 40% of the local electorate to secure a referendum on local government decisions or to recall their MP. Yes. Introduce non-biased political education and yeah, exactly. I almost agree with all of that. Establish a constitutional convention to extend democracy. Reduce the voting age to 16. Support the principles. Create a role model for minister for England. Yeah. More proportional voting system. I absolutely think there should be a minister for England. I don't get why there's a minister for Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland and not one for England. I mean, it's just ludicrous. More proportional voting system. Abolish the House of Lords. There's a lot of abolish the House of Lords. I think it should be abolished, quite frankly. I think it's age-old and undemocratic. Half the size of the House of Commons. I don't understand that. I think, mind you, there isn't enough people there's too many people in there, but you just need a bigger room. binding national referendum every 2 years on the issues gaining the most signatures. Yeah. Great in English, but yeah, okay. Introduce votes at 16 for all elections and referendums across the UK. Reform the House of Lords. Introduce legislation to allow for all BME and LGBT. Yeah. That's like over favouring though, surely. Oppose a second independence referendum in Scotland and oppose independence. I think they should be allowed independence if they want. I agree with this cap, so I may consider some of that. Retain first past the post. Yeah. Retain the right to vote in parliamentary elections. No, it should be 16. No to another Scottish. Yes. Well, I think they should be allowed to vote again. Repeal the First Term Parliaments Act. Yeah. Continue the boundary review and reduce. No, it shouldn't be reduced. It should just be. We need to work out a way of representing each region better. So I may consider some of these policies, but so I think Party 1 had the best policies. Economy. We're on step 5 of 17. Oh god. So support the deficit reductions. Place the Barnett formula. Yeah, I agree with that. Party 2, eliminate the deficit on day-to-day spending by 2020 and then borrow only to invest. Expand the activities of state-owned British Business Bank. Investment, yeah, I agree with that. Eliminate the government's deficit, yeah. Invest 250 billion over 10 years in upgrading our economy. Reverse the privatisation of Royal Mail at the earliest opportunity. Recognise the need for additional airport capacity in the southeast. Yeah. Deliver universal fast broadband. Yeah, I guess. Bring energy, water, railways, business, the Royal Mail, and care work back into. Yes, absolutely. Party 4. Balanced budget by the middle of the next decade. Meet the current OCD. Blah blah blah. Invest 600 million by 2020 electrical vehicle technology. The majority of the population covered by. Yeah. So I most supported the party that want to put the things that cost a lot back into public ownership. I believe that's Labour anyway. But I agree. I mean, I know Labour have had a bad reputation with the economy. But I feel like we're at that turning point now where it's like the Conservatives save a lot and lower the taxes for the corporations and the economy goes like this. And then Labour heighten taxes for the corporations and spend a lot and the economy goes like this. And I feel, even though we've still got the deficit and we've got Brexit on the corner, I feel like we're at that point now where we can afford to spend a little bit on the stuff that we've got within this country and invest in small businesses, etc. to try and promote growth within our own country rather than growth from corporations outside of our own country. You know, I'd love to see a world where there's a really big British company in the world, but I'm not sure that'll ever happen. Maybe I'm just being over optimistic. Maybe we will end up being essentially bought out by bigger companies and sold out to Europe. But this is what I'm most hoping for is Party 4. So, education. Abolish SATs, yes. Scrap tuition fees. Free universal early education. Childcare, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put that yes to that. Oppose any attempts to force schools to become academies. Yeah. Cap class size, yeah. I may consider some of that. Build at least 100 new free schools a year. Yeah. Protect the purple premium. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what that is. Free school breakfast to every primary school child in England. Yeah. Free school lunches, yeah, that's a good idea. Open a grammar school in every town. I don't think the system on education should be changed. I think it's fine the way it is. I just think there should be more schools and smaller classes. I think SATs can go on the whole idea that you're going to succeed because you've got a letter on a test that you did at the end of the year is completely rubbish. I think the idea of testing children is not a good thing anyway. I think your performance should be judged on your performance throughout the year in the same way your work performance is judged on your performance throughout the time you're working. But anyway, that's not going to come up here. It's going to be like more specific than that. Abolish tuition fees entirely as soon as economic conditions allow. Immediately restore, yes, consider some of that. Invest nearly 7 billion extra protecting the education budget in real terms, yeah. Give local authorities control. Oppose any new grammar schools, selective schools, yeah. Free school meals to all children in primary education, yeah. Reinstate university maintenance grants, yes. So I think party 5 most stuck in my mind. Okay, environment. This is the issue I least care about. Introduce a new Clean Air Act, yeah. Invest in low carbon and renewable electricity production. Ban fracking. See, I don't think fracking is such a bad thing. I mean, we do need energy, and we do need fuel to make that energy. And it's just going to get more expensive if we don't try and find it within our own land. But I do believe in investing in low carbon, so I'm just going to put that in the selection. End fracking, coal power stations. Want to fine on car manufacturers who cheat, yeah. Clean Air Act. Yeah. Develop the shale industry in Britain. Remain a global leader in offshore wind. Meet our global commitments on climate change. Produce a 25-year plan. Yeah, I guess so. Invest in shale gas. See, I think we should be. No, I don't agree with any of this. Withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty. No. Prevent 4,000 deaths a year with air quality plan. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm most bothered about the rubbish and air that I breathe than I am about energy for now. Expand renewable energy. Post fracking. Yeah. So, again, Party 5 stuck in my mind the most. Okay, equalities and rights. Enhance powers and function of the Equality and Human Rights Commission. Reinstate the public sector. Bring the law on LGBT hate crimes into line with hate crimes based on race and faith. Abolish employment tribunal fees. Yes, I may consider these policies. At least 40% of board members being women. No, it doesn't have to be like that. She's mixed sex civil partnerships and extended rights to cohabiting couples. Oppose any attempts to withdraw from the. I don't care. No, I don't want any of that. Party 3. Require companies with more than 250 employees to publish more data. Yeah, I guess so. Strengthen the enforcement of equalities law. Push for an increase in the number of women sitting on the boards. I mean, I get the whole, like, equality thing with women not being allowed as managers, but I don't think it should be enforced. I think it should just be, like, it should just be the thing. I don't really get how making a policy to force people to think a certain way is going to make them think a certain way. It's just going to make them think the opposite. So I don't really agree with this whole like enforcing stuff. Extend Equalities Act. I may consider some of that. End the gender pay gap. Require minimum 40% of all members of public company. Reinstate funding for Equality Human Rights Commission. Real equality for LGBT. Blah, blah, blah. Equal rights for mixed gender couples to have a civil partnership. And end the sale of personal data. Yeah, I guess I'm most consider that. Enforce laws protecting aggressive age discrimination. Protect all women regardless of their race, ethnicity or religion. Yes, absolutely. Give visiting rights to grandparents when a couple break up. Exactly. Absolutely. Legislate for initial 50-50 presumption of shared parenting when couples break up. Yes. Party 5 seems, again, whatever Party 5 is, Brexit. No deal is better than a bad deal for the UK. I think no deal is worse than an effective no Brexit. So a no Brexit would be access to most of the stuff we've already got with the constraints that we've already got. That would essentially leave the economy in the same place as it is, hopefully. So having no deal where we have no access to any of that would ultimately affect the economy a lot. And, you know, it might restore eventually, but we would certainly receive a massive shock, economically, socially, democratically. The Prime Minister would probably change and all sorts of issues would go on. So I don't think no deal is better than a bad deal. I think let's be clear, a bad deal can either mean no Brexit, essentially keeping things as the way things are, or a bad Brexit. Now, a bad Brexit, yes, I agree, no deal is better. But an essential no Brexit is better than not having a deal at all. So I don't agree with that. So for that reason, I'm not going to include this list in my selection. So no. A referendum on whatever deal is negotiated for Brexit. Protect freedom of no. I think the reason why we vote for Brexit is to stop people coming in freely. So no, I don't agree with that. Resume supremacy of law making without restriction. Leave both the EU single market and the customs union. Retake our seat in the World Trade, exactly. Oppose any divorce payment, yes. Exit the EU, yeah, I agree with some of that. Guarantee a vote for Parliament on the final Brexit deal. I feel that Parliament are just going to stop it, to be honest. Guarantee assisted rights for all EU nationals, yeah. Secure reciprocal rights for the UK citizens living in EU countries. Ensure that Britain remains part of the Erasmus scheme. I don't even know what that is. Continue to work with the EU on issues. I agree with some of that, so yeah. Referendum to vote on the deal. Why do they want so many referendums all the time? Why can't they just decide things? Anyway, maintain law enforcement. Maintain common travel area in Northern Ireland. Yes. Protect support for domestic industries. Yeah, I guess so. So I think Party 3 was the party that I'm most agreed with on that. Foreign policy, defence. 10 of 17, guys. Okay. Defend international cooperation. Commit to spending 2% of GDP on defence. Maintain a minimum nuclear deterrent. Yeah, no. I'm a bit of a pacifist myself. Increase trade with the Commonwealth, yeah. Chambers. I think we need a nuclear deterrent. I mean, I understand why we need it. It's like a deterrent. But I don't think we should ever use it. I think giving it power to anyone to use it is a bad idea. So it's like, I don't think there's any threat in it just being there. Just leave it there and guard it, and we'll hopefully never use it. You know, it's like all these arguments about it actually really frighten me, and I'd rather we just forget it was there. Like, you know, like when you have like, I don't know, some food in the back of your fridge that's going rotten. You know, it might kill you, but you can just forget it's there. You know, it's not gonna kill you if you don't eat it. So I don't know. That was maybe a bad analogy, but retain Britain's independent nuclear deterrent. I guess so. Build capacity for conflict resolutions. Limit arms sales. Cancel Trident replacement. No. Build upon our existing special relationship with the United States. Retain the Trident continues. Invest 178 billion in new military. I may consider some of that. Back effective action. Support the renewal of Trident. Carry out defense review. Yeah. So Party 5 again sticks in my head. Commit to working through the UN and support the UN. Reform, back effective. Yeah, I agree with Party 5 the most. So the NHS. 1p rise on income tax to raise 6 billion. Cap the cost of social care. And the public sector pay freeze. Yeah, I guess I might consider some of that. Discontinue the 1% pay rise. 10,000 additional GPs. Lift the cap on medical school training, yeah. None of these are bad to me. An NHS Reinstatement Act, roll back privatisation, protect universal free healthcare, scrap NHS sustainability, increase funding for local, scrap the NHS pay cap, halt and review the NHS sustainability and transformation plans, lay the foundations of a national care service for England, yeah. National care service, that's a great idea. A new mental health bill, increase NHS spending by a minimum of 8 billion, yeah, I guess. So I think Party 4 sticks in my mind. Let's go Party 4. Housing. Deliver 1 million homes by the end of 2020. Halve rough sleep over the course of the Parliament. Cancel housing deals with local authorities to help build more social housing. Build new fixed-term social houses. Help only councils who will build high-quality, sustainable and integrated community. Yeah. 10,000 factory-built modular homes a year. That sounds like a lot. 1 million homes by 2022. Allow mortgages to become, inheritable. No. Oh well, never mind. Acts buy-to-let tax breaks. Give tenants a voice by supporting the development of renters' unions. End mass cancelling house sales. Living rent. Americans are doing that. 300,000 homes per year and 500,000 affordable energy. Oh, yes. Yeah. Invest to build over 1 million new homes in Kazoo. So Party 4 has the best policies on that. 300,000 homes. So immigration. Reduce net migration to zero. No. You need some migration. Favour growth, jobs and prosperity before bogus immigration targets. Absolutely. End the exploitation of migrant labour. Yes. Fair and efficient immigration system with strict control of borders. Yes. Establish a centrally funded migration impact fund to help local communities. Allow high-skilled immigration. Support key sectors of our economy. Yeah. Party a humane immigration and asylum section. No, I'm not going to protect freedom of movement. Reduce annual net migration to tens of thousands. Double the immigration skills charge. Agree with some of that. Okay. So Party 2, had the best rhetoric for me, I think. Yeah, Party 2 had the best rhetoric. I mean, that first point is hits home. Jobs, work, protect workers' rights, enforce the minimum and living wage, yeah. Independent review on how to set a genuine living wage across all sectors. Stamp out abuse, yeah. Increase the national living wage to 60% of median earnings by 2020. See, if you increase the living wage, it's going to put pressure on small businesses to keep those people in work. So, whilst I want more pay, I want it to be reasonable. 60% seems a bit high to me. Provide rights and protections for people working there. In the gig economy. What's the gig economy? Target support for young people between, make us some of that. Invest in enforcement through a Ministry of Labour. Ban zeros from, Phase in a 4-day working week. That's a bit lazy. Reduce the gap between the highest and lowest paid. Scrap age-related wage bans. Revive the role of democratic trade unions. I may consider this not. So I think Party 2, independent review, and the 1% cap. Stamp out abuse of 0 hours contract. Part 2 seems to go for me. 15. Retirement. Redress pension injustice. Major investment in social care for the elderly. Yeah, absolutely. Maintain the triple lock of increasing the state pensions. Retain the free bus pass. I wish young people had a free bus pass as well. Cap the cost of social care. Maintain the pension triple lock. Invest up to $2 billion every year into social care. Keep the winter fuel allowance. Yeah. Maintain the triple lock. Payment deferral extended to home care as well as residential care. Maintain free bus passes. Eye tests, yeah. Guarantee the state pension triple lock. Everybody's guaranteeing this triple lock, aren't they? Protect the pensions of UK citizens. Yeah. No, if they're living overseas, then they can afford to travel, and they can afford to. Maybe not. Reject the proposal to increase the state pension age and commission a new review. I may consider that. Okay. So I think I'm not old, so a lot of this is like far in my future. But I think there's one. Invest $2 billion every year into social care. Keep the winter fuel allowance. Yeah, I think this one. We'll go for this one. 16. So tax and benefits. Raise the threshold for paying income tax to 13,500. Raise the income tax. Yeah. Got VAT on household bills. Yeah. 1p rise in income tax to invest in the NHS. Yeah. Scrap the bedroom tax. Reverse cuts housing benefit for 18 to 21-year-olds. Reverse recent cuts to corporation tax. 15 hours a week. Yeah. Take step towards the institution of universal basic. Scrap the bedroom tax. Robin Hood tax. Robin Hood tax sounds like awesome, but it's whether they can make the name seem good. Continue the rollout of universal credit. Increase personal allowance to 12,500. So put all of these in. Scrap the bedroom tax. Reinstate housing. Blah, 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 blah. Maintain current commitments and free childcare hours and ensure that the place exists to meet plans. Okay. For me, I like the idea of I don't want to reverse cuts to corporation tax. Reverse cuts to corporation tax. Yeah, but not too much. Robin Hood tax. Take money from the rich and give to the poor. Yeah. That rhetoric's got through to me. Okay, so this bit I'm going to blur out. Liberal Democrats. 28.6%. Now you see, I was a Liberal Democrat supporter up until they introduced the tuition fee rise. Now that happened in the year after I went to university, but it still made me lose a lot of faith in them. And you know, my grandma growing up always told me to support Liberal Democrats. But I just feel like the anti-Brexit stance as well. I voted Leave, and they're very out of favour with Brexit. So I would not vote for the Liberal Democrats. UKIP. Now you see, UKIP I feel are UKIP I feel are a great party when it comes to Brexit and immigration, and a lot of policies actually. I think they can be a little bit racist, and for that reason, I don't want to be seen as the guy that votes for the racist party. And, you know, part of me feels like it's pointless voting for them anyway, because they're not going to get in power. And the whole point of them is finished now that Brexit is over. So, you know, I don't see a point in voting for them. Green Party, again, it's the same. I don't see a point in voting for them because they're so small. And also, I don't really care about the environment. And Labour, I'm starting to favour towards Labour. But I worry about their stance on Brexit. I worry that they'll essentially just make a no Brexit. So they'll allow us to go through the whole process, but it will effectively result in nothing. So we'll still have free movement of people, still have the same levels of immigration. We might even have a less good economy, but everything else will be similar or the same. Constituency results was this. So that puts Labour at the top for me. On the Conservatives on 10%. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't tell you guys where I live, but I live in Walthamstow. 286 surveys completed in my constituency. So Labour look like they're going to win it here. Great. Because I like the Conservatives. You know, I like it if, as I don't know if you guys can tell, but I like it when things change. England results. So who's going to win in England? 152.2 thousand. So according to this, Labour's going to win in England, and the Conservatives are going to be down here. But this is just a website. I've noticed the online world is a lot more favoured towards the left than it is towards the right. National results. Again, Labour up high. Green Party at 22, Liberal Democrats at 20. Policies browser. Let's look at the policies in general. So I am Conservatives on crime. Green. Oh, that's not. Oh, never mind. Personal results. So on crime, I'm UKIP. Not surprising. I'm a lot more right wing than I thought I was on crime. Democracy, Green Party. Okay. Economy, Green Party. Okay. Education, Liberal Democrats. Environment, Liberal Democrats. Qualities, UKIP. Brexit, UKIP. That's understandable. They are the UKIP party. Foreign policy, Labour. I am quite a pacifist, so it probably makes sense. NHS Health, Labour. Yeah, they created it, so that does make sense. Housing, Liberal Democrats. Immigration, Labour. That's interesting, because I feel Labour are the least. I actually feel Labour are the least competent on immigration. I worry that they're going to, after Brexit, that they're just going to carry on letting people through. So this is interesting. Maybe I just chose the wrong point. Didn't read the points properly. Jobs, work, Liberal Democrats, retirement, UKIP, and tax benefit, Green Party. So I'm surprised that Conservatives aren't in this at all for me. Maybe this is quite a left-wing website or something, but I felt like I supported the Conservatives a bit. And for me, it was between Conservatives or Labour. These other third parties didn't really come into it at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and who you think I should vote for, and what you think of my policy opinions, and whether you agree or disagree with me. Try and persuade me to vote for whoever. I'd love it if you guys joined in the debate and persuaded each other to vote for whoever you think is the best party or the worst party. Thanks for watching. I'll get back to you on who I decide to vote for in a future video. I'm still deciding, so see you later.